I felt the inspiration today to talk about masculine leadership and why many women reject masculine leadership, why many women are afraid of masculine leadership, and also why their bodies and minds cannot open to receive men who offer their divine masculine leadership as well. Now, this is a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and it can also be very nuanced with the energies at play between a man and a woman as well. And this is also why I feel so many people are easily triggered when topics such as polarity come up, or even people have in their minds a lot of the time, men should be like this, women should be like this, XYZ. Now, I am never going to be a person, a woman, that is to say that your relationship needs to be like this, you need to be like this to make it work, and XYZ. I will, however, speak on my own personal experience and what I see has worked for my clients over the years when they deepen into either their feminine or masculine polarities, and the magic that can happen when man and woman come together when they are in their most natural state as well. Now, this video I was inspired to sit down to record this video after the post I had written yesterday. I had written a little box post saying that a man that tells you what to do cares about you, and to open and follow his lead, of which I received many different reactions on my posts, many different comments and opinions and all the things. And so I wanted to record this video and share my opinion, my views on what I shared, and also why I shared it. And if you are a woman or even a man that felt triggered by my post, I will also share ways in which you may be able to shift the trigger inside of you so that you may see what I wrote from a different viewpoint, different perspective, and perhaps feel a little bit more at peace in your body around it. Now, when I have strong reactions on my posts, what I have seen, what I find, what I believe is that the core reason so many people are triggered by my writings, basically saying to follow a man's lead and to trust his lead, and when a woman's heart is open and her womb is healed and she's in her power, she's able to relax and she's able to be in her most natural state. Now, women who have never experienced this before will feel highly triggered, especially if there's been trauma in their past, or if they have been abused, if they have been hurt, and or they have limiting beliefs about men, about love, about receiving, and about feeling safe in their own bodies. Now, if you are a woman that has limiting beliefs about men, so what do I mean by limiting beliefs? I mean, you believe things like all men are the same, all men are pigs, or all men cheat, or I'm not worthy of love, or any limiting belief like that, which is of a lower vibration, I see as a limiting belief. More empowering beliefs would be men are divine. Men love to give their leadership. There are so many men out there that would choose me. Like, we can shift our limiting beliefs into more empowering ones. And the universe that is going on inside of you, what you have going on inside of you, these limiting beliefs and any activated traumas, is again going to be reflected to you in your external world until you shift the world inside of you. Okay, so the very core piece of what I help women heal through are their limiting beliefs, because once you heal a low vibrational energy in your body, you alchemize it into more love, into deeper trust, into deeper safety in your own body naturally. So think of an example would be, I hate men, right? Feel into that and how much truth, like if that feels like truth in your body. And the opposite of that would be, I love men, and feel how that would feel in your body. Now, a feminine woman would have done her inner work and she would be vibing at I love men. And so if you have that moving inside of you, that energy, that frequency, you're going to feel different. You're going to be different around men. You're going to feel safer around men, like all of these things. Okay. If you have I hate men vibing in your body, you're going to feel rigid around them. You're going to feel like you want to be in control, stay in control. And beneath that limiting belief, there's other ones that will surface or that are there that will surface when the time is right to be cleared as well. So any and all of you women, or any of the women that have placed like comments saying that all men are the same or all men are shit, this is a stupid post, like whatever it is, I'd invite you to look at what's going on inside of you when you read it. And if it's triggering a trauma from your past, or if it's triggering something in your body, an activated wound, to go in and do the inner work to dissolve it. And a great way to do that is to be present with the feeling in your body. Be present with a feeling in your body until it dissolves. Be present with that ache in your heart. And once we clear the energy of it in the body, space is created for something new. And so if you're a woman that's desiring deeper intimacy in your relationship, and there's been all of this trauma that you've been through in the past, or you feel like you're looping in your traumas and you've got these limiting beliefs about your husband or your partner or men in general, this is going to affect your intimacy with your partner until you move deeper into your body and clear it for yourself first, which will then, that energy will then ripple out into your relationship. And whatever energy was there that was kind of feeling like there was friction between two of you, the energy is freed. And I believe that women invite the men in for intimacy. We invite men in for intimacy. If we don't want a man to come near us, we're just like, no. And it's just no, right? And so a woman, it's the woman that creates the space in her body for a man. She invites him in. And again, if you're single, okay, and you're desiring a man to come into your experience, to love you, lead you, hold you, all the things, and if you keep choosing the same kinds of men, the same frequency of man, and you're like same different body, same shit, I'd invite you to look at your limiting beliefs about men, about yourself, about your worth, about love, and reprogram your subconscious to a higher frequency, to believe something different. And in this way, you start to attract in different men. And again, it's a process that we need to go through, especially if there's been a lot of trauma from the past and the body's had a lot of activated trauma. The nervous system is attuned to that trauma. It needs to unwind. It needs to heal. It needs to soften. And it's a process. And a lot of what I speak about, allowing a man to lead and trust his lead, it's not about going in blindly just to any man. I'd never say that. I'd never, it's just not my personality to say something like that, because I don't believe it. I do believe discernment is important. I do believe self-trust is important. I do believe feeling and knowing that you're safe in your own body is important before any kind of polarity work. So if those foundations aren't in play or in place, of course you're going to feel triggered when you read my posts. Of course you're going to feel triggered when perhaps you desire that kind of intimacy, but you don't think it's possible because you've never experienced it in your reality before. So to trust a man's lead, a woman must firstly trust herself to know that she's safe to surrender and to learn to feel herself and her surroundings as well, like to feel the nuances of energies around her. You will know when you connect with a man that you can trust. You will know when you can, when you feel safe with a man. It's a feeling in the body. And being present with your own heart and being also connected into your sexuality creates that beautiful turn on to be in your feminine with a man as well. And like I said, like I do want to emphasize this is very nuanced. It's very nuanced, and seeing a post that I write that you don't agree with and then giving a story as to why I should give more of an explanation because it's so broad and XYZ. I'm not going to do that, because if you want to learn a bit more about me, you can scroll through my Facebook pages or my Facebook page over the last 3 years. Like if you'd like to know my energy, if you'd like to know what I share, if you'd like to know more about what I'm saying, or learn more about it, it's called Selfresponsibility, and you can book a call with me, or you can just find out a bit more about who I am from what I share and write. I'm not going to give comments or answers to everybody that wants to talk to me and know more on my free Facebook page. I give a lot of value, I give a lot of information, and I give a lot of examples as well. So it's a self-responsibility thing. So, you know, if you're somebody that is triggered by what I'm writing, and perhaps there are other areas in your life you're not taking full self-responsibility for, and you're not experiencing the intimacy or the love that you desire, I don't know. That's something else you can ask yourself. But it's just another reflection that I felt called to share right now as well. Now, is there anything else that I wanted to add to that? Another piece that I'll add is divine masculine leadership and polarity between two people, the masculine and the feminine. It's important for two people to have the desire to deepen in intimacy with themselves first and then with their partner. So for a woman, like if you're doing anything that a man says to make him happy, but it doesn't feel good to you, as in that it doesn't, like it doesn't feel good in your womb, I would not go into fawning and doing it for an outcome. If a man leads you or gives you a command and you feel there's a charge in your body, it's like, oh, that felt good, and you trust this person, you trust his leadership, you feel safe in your body, move deeper into that space. Let yourself feel the leadership, his leadership. Let yourself feel just the masculine love, his gifts that he's giving you in that moment. If he has an awareness about you and you're like wow, you really felt into me there. Like, share that with him and just give him a bit of a smooch, give him a bit of a snuggle or a kiss, or just play with his nose with your nose or something like that, and show your feminine gifts of love and appreciation in that way. The more that you can show a man your appreciation and your love through your body rather than through words, it's a different level, different depth of intimacy. And expressing through your body rather than through words opens up a new portal. It's a different portal, different frequency of ecstasy and intimacy between two people. And it's very, I don't want to use the word intimacy, but it's very, you can feel very aroused and deepening into your own feminine polarity and trust. And then when you part ways and you're not together in the same space, or he goes to work or something like that, you still feel that erotic charge between you both because you're both so polarized. Okay. And it really happens when we can express through the body. Again, this is another stage of lover intimacy, eros, with another. It's like we need to move through that trauma, though. And that's not to say traumatic like triggers aren't going to come up again when you're with somebody. You're going to have moments. What do you do in those moments? You sit with them. You sit with them, you feel the charge in your body, and you let them dissolve in your body to create that space. More space for you, more space for your heart, and more space for him as well. And this is the dance. This is the dance between the masculine and the feminine. And again, I won't go into this, but then there's the communicating through the body, and then there's the communicating in more of a feminine way rather than commanding a man or telling him. Okay, it's a polarized communication. This is all, we don't get taught this stuff. It's like we end up in relationships. We learn things about ourselves. We have a whole lot of stuff that opens up. And the truth is, when you're on your own, you're going to get to a point where you're like, yeah, I'm so good. I'm so ready for someone. I'm so with this. Yes, yes, yes. Like, I'm ready. And then you connect with someone, you manifest someone into your experience, and then everything opens up, because there are certain things that can only be experienced and opened through in the heart, in the body, in the mind, when you're with somebody as well. So as much as you think, yeah, I'm all good, I'm ready for it, it's always going to be a deepening with somebody else. And then when you're with somebody for 10, 20 years, it's going to be a deepening and a deepening and a deepening and a deepening. And as I mentioned, the woman creates the space for the masculine. So if we as women aren't creating space for our men in our bodies by clearing our traumas and regulating our nervous systems and getting really present with our emotions, then we're never going to really experience that intimacy, because there are so many men doing their work. There are men doing their work. There are men that want to learn how to love you. There are men that are just divine for you. And when we see ourselves differently, even when you're in a relationship, when you see yourself differently, you start to see your man differently again, through new eyes. You start to see God through him, through him. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm sending you all a ton of love, and I will see you all again soon.